Hi campers, huge movie fanatic Nate coming at you with a Blu-ray review for Robert Hiltzich's Sleepaway Camp. Alright, the last video I uploaded was a review and Blu-ray review for Final Exam, which was recently released on Blu-ray by Scream Factory, and I'm happy to announce, like I say, they keep on doing it. The criterion of the slasher exploitation movie genre keeps on turning them out, and gosh dang, I'm happy about that. So the next one they did was released a week or a couple weeks after the Final Exam Blu-ray, which of course is Sleepaway Camp Blu-ray. And this is obviously, when I heard about this, whenever it was, maybe January or something like that, I was like, oh my gosh, yes. And not only that, but the Blu-ray of course came out right at the exact right period of time, which would be like late May, right when summer camp season is going to start and the spring has sprung, and it's just like the exact time of year I really want to watch these kind of movies. It's not like coming out in November. And I'm like, gosh dang, the timing is perfect, and they probably do that. I bet you anything they do that on purpose, because I bet you anything. It's, how could that be a coincidence like that? And Final Exam comes out right around final time and stuff. Who knows? Whether it's on purpose or not, it's really cool. So me and Matt have already reviewed the movie of Sleepaway Camp, so check that review out for the movie review. Perhaps I'll talk about, some other things about the movie, or I don't know, things I like about the movie, but this review is mostly just for the Scream Factory Blu-ray. Now, like I say, a long time coming, and I'm glad as all hell it's here. So the back says, new 2K scan of the original camera negative, and this Blu-ray provides, this is a Blu-ray DVD combo, so I'll be able to, I ripped the DVD for you, and I'll be able to do comparisons for you throughout this review between the original Anchor Bay DVD and this transfer itself, which is of course amazing. When I got done watching this, I was like, or actually towards the end of the movie, middle of the end of the movie, I'm like, this is like watching this movie. You know how they say see it again for the first time and all that bullshit? That's what I thought of. It was like watching a brand new movie. The color is so saturated and the contrast is perfect, and everything about this is so perfect. And what I like, and some people complain about, of course, like reviewers on blue-ray.com, is it does have specs. Not a lot, but I mean the occasional, artifacts and imperfections and film specs and stuff. And to me, I like that, because it, like I say, it kind of adds to that grindhouse film thing. In this day of just 4K movies and digital movies and shit, I welcome artifacts, and the occasional artifacts and specs. So this, I don't know if I was starting to say it, but this release features a kind of a cool little, I don't think it says on the back here, but it does. It features a cool little brief, like 8-minute video of the scanning process of the movie, which I like that. I find that interesting, being just a huge movie fanatic in general. And this fellow, who I forgot his name, who I bet you anything his favorite color is black. He's the guy apparently who scanned the movie and all this and that. So it's really fascinating for me to see this, and I could just watch hours and hours of video of the process that it took to to scan this movie. So basically they entrusted the original camera negative with this guy whose favorite color is black to put the negative on this scanner thing, which apparently can scan and shit, I forgot, but it was like 8K, 4K, and 2K, and I guess 2K is probably the cheapest. And and actually it was interesting to find out, the guy said that you can actually do 2K at 24 frames a second, which of course is running the film at normal speed, and I was really amazed to find out you could do that, So the DVD and the Blu-ray both provide this cool like 8-minute video on the process of doing it, which is cool. Thank you to Mr. I Like Black guy for, I like the color black for doing this. I guess this guy works at Technicolor or something, so thank you very much for him for doing the transfer. And one thing that, like I say, this is pretty much perfect. One thing I am going to say, some things that I found. Now, if you've watched some of my review before, I mentioned something about aspect ratios. Oh, I think it was the Crater Lake Monster movie review where I mentioned aspect ratios and a lot of things that are 1:8:5, which is what you know as the 16:9. This, you know, the size of the YouTube frame or your widescreen TV frame or whatever. A lot of those, not every one of them, but a lot of them were shot, you know, basically full frame open matte, and you know they cut off top and bottom to make it, to project it in the theater and to make it that 1:8:5 ratio that you see on your Blu-ray. And Sleepaway Camp is one of these movies where you can see in the transfer process that there's more top and bottom of the screen than you see in the finished, you know, Blu-ray release. And one of the things I was relatively disappointed at, but it doesn't account for, you know, very much of the overall movie, like 1 second of the, you know, the overall, whatever it is. How long is this movie? 84 minutes long. 1 second out of the 84-minute long movie isn't that bad of ratio, but there is this one shot, and I'll put it on here, and I'll put, you know, like a comparison as I'm talking about it between Anchor Bay and this version. And of course, you can tell just by the subsequent shots that come after that shot that shot was supposed to just look like this, but there's this... the first time I noticed it was when Meg is telling off Angela for sitting and just watching the volleyball game, and you cut to you know, what's her name talking, and then back to Angela, and it's like her head was like really low in the frame, and that was the first time I was like, that doesn't seem right. And sure enough, having gone back and like watched that part of the Anchor Bay release, her head was too far. That shot was, I don't understand why you wouldn't just, you know, uniformly do the whole movie the same, or if you individually, you know, basically matte each shot. But that shot was incorrectly matted, where it was too much top of her head, you know, than it should have been. That one, it seemed awkward when I saw it. I'm like, why is her head so far down at the bottom of the frame? And then I was like, oh, maybe I'm imagining it. And then later on, towards the end of the movie, when Mel goes to ask Judy, you know, if she's seen Meg, it's like he walks in and you see this shot. Are you ready for this? I'm going to show it to you right now. This shot of Judy saying, "Hi, Mel," and it's like, whoa, stop right there. What the hell is with that framing? You know how, I don't know if any of you younger people know anything about, but back in, you know, back in my day, my folks shot baby stuff and of me and stuff of their high school stuff and all of this and that on Super 8 film. That was the video camera of the day back then in the 60s and stuff, and 70s and 80s, beginning of the 80s. And you'd have a projector and you'd have this wheel that would be like the frame. I can't remember exactly what it was called, but it was like for framing, where you'd turn it and it would adjust, you know, the where the actual frame is top to bottom. And this shot is a perfect example of the frame. But you can even see the very bottom of it on the top. It's completely screwed up, and it's just like this is the worst, you know, screw up. But like I say, I don't think it even lasts a second in the movie. But it's just like, you know, is this guy this guy who likes the color black, is he responsible for this? If he is, blast it, man, blast it, blast you. I don't mean it in like a I'm gonna shoot you way. I just mean blast it, blast you, blast it. So, admittedly, like I said, it obviously, out of the whole movie, it only accounts for just like 0.0000001, you know, % of the overall movie. But still, it's just like shit, you know, because when you know, it's been like it's been like 14 years since we've had to transfer this movie, and it's kind of like when we finally get it, it's like perfect would be nice. Like, let's get it perfect, but it's almost perfect. So that one shot of Judy, which lasts just a fraction, you know, of a second, is my biggest problem with this new transfer, new Blu-ray. The first reel or so, which would account for maybe the first 9 or 10 minutes of the movie, on my little 2-speaker Sony stereo thing I got connected to, you know, my TV setup to watch movies, I could notice, like, right before the music started, like this hum, like, and it was, you know, so low that if music or anything's happening, you really can't hear it. But still, like, it shouldn't be there, and I want to know why it's there. I don't think, because I was originally thinking it's just like, well, the Anchor Bay. I don't remember Anchor Bay having any problem with the release having any problem with the sound. So I don't even think it's on the film. I think it's just like that guy who likes the color black or something was just like had like the plug-in just part way or something. It was just like, I think it's not even on the source. I just think it's a screw up. So that's a problem with the sound. Like if you go to the Aunt Martha scene, like there's this part where it's like I don't think there's any talking right at this moment, where it's like almost like it's like and stops and like and starts again or something, and that to me would mean it's obviously not on the goddamn source material, and it's just a part of the. But that ended up going away and fading away, and I don't really. That wasn't a factor for the rest of the movie once it went away. But let me just tell you that, like I say, this color, the saturation, the difference between this and the Anchor Bay is just like night and day. It's almost like they went back in time and reshot it, and it's just overall the transfer of this movie is glorious. And of course I can confirm it is of course the uncut version. If you know anything about the Anchor Bay, they did it from a print for whatever version for whatever reason. Well, maybe it was a church print or something. Of course the whole thing would be cut if it was, but where they cut out the guys, of course, I don't really need to see the naked asses of the guys running down the dock and jumping in the water, but I'm a completionist, so the few little bits and pieces of things. And then I even realized that there's this bit where after they're throwing the balloons on the top of the cabin, they come down and it's just like, go get changed, before you catch pneumonia, it's almost time to eat. And Mel starts walking up. On the Anchor Bay, it's just like, that's it. We see, them holding, we see Paul, is the kid's name Paul and Ricky holding Angela, and Ricky, looking at the assholes. Well, on the original version, which of course I forgot about, the asshole's like, God, he can't even get up I'm surprised he can even walk up the hill, and it's just like, oh, why'd they cut that out? And of course they cut the part, my biggest problem with the Anchor Bay release was the cutting up of seeing the body of whatever the hell his name is, Kenny, with the snake coming out, is all mangled in the Anchor Bay version. So I can confirm, of course, that since it's from the original negative, this is uncut, which is obviously an added bonus, and to be able to see that. And my biggest problem with the transfer, of course, is just those two shots, which would probably end up being a second or maybe a little over a second of total film time. Those two shots that are framed what I would consider to be incorrectly. Now, as for special features, I don't know if all of they did a cool kind of like 40-something minute documentary thing, and some of the reviews or some of the interviews look new because of the camera quality, and some of them look older because of the picture quality, and I don't know if they were all done at the same time or not. But that's kind of cool, not a big deal, but kind of cool. And the very end of it's kind of cooler. Felicity Rose is like, this was like one of the best times of my life. My dreams come true. And she's like just about starting to cry, because Felicity Rose kind of bugs me in interviews and stuff, and especially how she is in that end scene of Return to Sleepaway Camp as that woman with the who needs the help with the tire and shit. She kind of bugs me in interviews and stuff, so I liked it when that little documentary thing ended with her getting all that energy shit kind of went away, and it's just like she was reflecting and actually got some emotion. So, I mean, that little 40-something minute documentary is kind of cool, not a big deal. It's kind of cool. Obviously, they say, I haven't tried it, but they say it has the original Anchor Bay commentary, and it does have a new commentary with Jeff Hayes, who's the webmaster of SleepawayCampMovies.com, and Hiltzik. And when you listen to it, it's exactly like the 2000 commentary. It's like, why do they even do a commentary with Hiltzik? Because every time Jeff Hayes says something, asks a question, Hiltzik's like, I don't know, is it? It's like he wants to be all mysterious. Well, you don't do a commentary if you're going to be mysterious. If you're going to be mysterious, just don't do a commentary. You know, I mean, he said a few things or whatever, but for the most part, it was just like a redo of the 2000 commentary where he's just not even saying anything. And of course, you get a few little insights into like the supposed. I guess Hiltzik has a remake, of course. Go figure that. A remake written, and it's just like you get, obviously Jeff Hayes has seen the script and he's like teasing shit, and they talk about, oh, what Judy's like in the remake, and you just want to just throw up, because the idea of a remake is just like, go to hell. What else is on here? Scrapbook, which is kind of cool. It's just like a 9-minute video of photos, which is kind of cool. I don't think necessarily all of them have been seen. We have a short film entitled Judy that Jeff Hayes did years ago with whatever the hell her name is. Is it on here? I don't think her name's even on here. The woman who plays Judy in Sleepaway Camp, he did this movie, this short, which is really lame. You can actually you can watch it on, well, it's probably on YouTube. You can watch it on sleepawaycampmovies.com. It's just like this woman basically re-portrays her kind of character she played. Sorry, Jeff, it's kind of stupid. And then, of course, that little 8 or 9 minute video about the 2K scan process, theatrical trailer, and whatever else. Oh, there's a new commentary which I haven't listened to yet with Felissa Rose and Jonathan Tiersten, which I haven't listened to yet, so I can't comment on that. So that's my review of the Sleepaway Camp Scream Factory Blu-ray DVD combo. Obviously, you gotta get it. It's amazing. I watched it once, and of course, then I watched the Jeff Hayes Hiltzik recent commentary. So I saw the picture. So I saw the whole thing, like the image, twice. You know, and I want to rewatch it again. It's just like, yeah, you know, it's a long time coming, and I'm very grateful that it's finally here. You know, just 1 second of problems ain't gonna kill the whole experience, but it would be nice. It makes you wonder, you know, do people, like, before they're gonna put it out, I mean, does someone of any kind of artistic integrity just watch it, like before they actually go to do the, you know, the final pressing of all the Blu-rays and DVDs? Have someone who knows what they're seeing watch it, or they just assume that the guy who likes the color black exclusively knows what he's doing. You know, you have to watch it, make sure it's good, you know. So, and of course, like Scream Factory does so wonderfully, is sometimes they'll do new artwork, and then they'll have the, you know, of course, for us purists who don't necessarily want changed artwork, they're very gracious to offer the original poster art. And this you know, this new poster artwork, I gotta tell you, by Nathan Molina, or whatever the hell his name is really pretty cool. This is a slip case. So this is the slip. I mean, that's really pretty cool, really. You know, and you have the option in the DVD or the Blu-ray case itself to use this with this back. Or, which of course I'm going to keep it like this, the original poster art, of course, it's a kind of a no-brainer. With this different back, as far as I'm sure the words are the same, but you got different stills from the movie. So obviously this is going to be my default, because that artwork is just beyond classic. Then of course you got a third option, which this is actually my favorite. That's a joke. This of course is the unauthorized release of the VHS that they did, like in 2003. Legacy put out this DVD, which was really cheap. I don't have it on VHS, so this is my only way to see what the original uncut version's like, because this is basically just a DVD rip of a VHS. And this features, of course, the worst cover you could want. So there you go. Thank you very much for watching my review of the Blu-ray of Sleepaway Camp.